Why does everyone hate We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel? Well, firstly, don't worry, I'm using hyperbole here. Yes, that's a thing. Because I, for one, don't hate it. In fact, I love that song. And you might not hate it either. Unless you do. In either case, pop a comment down below to let me know. But, by Billy Joel's own admission, We Didn't Start the Fire really shouldn't have been a hit. He himself has called the melody terrible and compared it to a dentist drill. He's also called it a novelty song. In more recent years, it's been slammed by critics and Billy Joel fans who call it one of the worst songs ever. My favourite comes from Stereo Gum, which called it a cursed and godforsaken work of torment. That's pretty strong. And yet, it received 3 Grammy nominations, became Joel's 3rd US #1, and it helped push the album Stormfront to #1 too. It's also had a massive impact on pop culture with countless parodies across TV and movies, from The Simpsons
Mr. Plow, Homer's Space, Sideshow Bob, Steps on Rex
to The Avengers.
Asgard, Itching War, Loki and his brother Thor, Bruce Banner, Radiation, Transformation.
Even if you've never heard this song in full, chances are you're at least aware of it in one way or another. So how did a song that simply lists a bunch of historic events over a terrible melody defy the odds and become so successful? And where did the inspiration behind it come from as well? Let's go through the full story, and if you love learning about music history like me, make sure you subscribe to the channel and join our pack. So, oddly enough, the story behind this song starts with John Lennon's son, Sean Lennon. Sean visited Billy in the studio sometime in early 1989, right around the time Billy Joel turned 40. Sean had a friend with him who had just turned 21, and this friend had a conversation with Billy Joel. He told Billy how it was an awful time to be turning 21 with everything that was happening in the world. And Billy remembered a similar feeling when he turned 21.
And I said, yeah, I remember when I turned 21, I thought it was an awful time, and we had Vietnam, and drug problems, and civil rights problems, and everything seemed to be awful. And he said, yeah. He said, but it's different. It was different for you because you were a kid in the 50s, and everybody knows that nothing happened in the 50s. So I thought, wait a minute. Didn't you ever hear of like the Korean War? Suez Canal crisis, and I started to write these things out, almost like an exercise, and I started getting this idea for a song.
So from there, Joel made reference to 119 historical events, starting in 1948 with Harry Truman winning the presidential election, right the way through to 1989, ending with Rock and Roller Cola Wars, referencing how Coca-Cola and Pepsi were competing, signing musicians for their advertisements. Interestingly, he pretty much chronicled all the big historical events during the entire Cold War from 1947 to 1991, but he said that this was purely coincidental and he didn't somehow predict the end of the Cold War. He just wanted 40 years of history because he turned 40 years old, which makes a lot of sense. However, that timing was probably crucial for the song's success. The Berlin Wall fell on November 9th, 1989, and We Didn't Start the Fire was #1 just a month later. The wall falling was a hugely significant historical event that the world was living through at the time, and the timing of a song listing hugely significant historical events just clicked. The whole concept of the song also makes a lot of sense when you realise that Billy Joel is a self-professed history nut, and has often said that if he wasn't a musician, he probably would have been a history teacher. So, the song is essentially 4.5-ish minutes of Billy Joel rattling through references to historical events. Some easily understandable, like England's got a new queen, and some less easy to understand, like Edsel is a no-go. I mean, as I've mentioned it, I feel like I have to at least explain that one. In 1958, Ford launched the Edsel. It was named after Henry Ford's son, Edsel. At that time, Edsel was apparently a fairly common boy's name, but after the car flopped, and I mean it was a commercial disaster, the name Edsel basically disappeared from baby books because no one wanted their child to be named after such a failure of a car. Time magazine said the car looked like a midwife's view of labour and delivery. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to sit here and explain every reference in the song because that would literally take hours. But perhaps that's part of the secret to the song's success. It begs you to listen to it over and over and over again. Try to pick up on all the references. Plus, it's one of those songs that must be so incredibly satisfying to learn all the lyrics to. That's something to really show off and pull out at the pub, right? So I can imagine people playing it on repeat trying to do just that. And let me know if you've mastered it in the comments below. But the song definitely has that rare replayability factor to it. And then of course we get to the chorus, the bit everyone can sing along to. That bit's easy, we all just mumble the words until we get to the chorus, don't we? But what is he actually saying in the chorus? We didn't start the fire, it was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire, no we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. The core message in this song is that Billy's generation, the baby boomers, faced their own share of trouble in the world, much of which wasn't their fault either. It's like a message to the next generation. We know things are bad now, but we didn't cause it, we didn't start the fire. We've had our own problems all along. It was always burning. We tried our best to fix it, these problems. We tried to fight it, but what more can you do? To me, that's quite a profound message. Yeah, the song is simply a list of names or events, but it's the overwhelm that comes with it, the momentum of listing them all off that really makes this song what it is. It makes you feel short of breath, like you're drowning. And that's the point. You're drowning in all the bad news around the world, right? It's a clever song. So why all the hate? Well, let's start with the man himself. Musically, he thinks the song is terrible. The reason for that might be because he wrote it in an unusual way. Normally, Billy would write the music first and the lyrics later. This time though, he wrote the lyrics first and then adapted music to fit them, which is why he thinks it didn't turn out so great. From his point of view, anyway. Turns out though, this song actually had a country origin.
It's really not much of a song. If you go like this. Terrible piece of music, but it started out as a whole different song. The original song was this country idea I had, which was Jolene, won't you take me as I am? And that became We didn't start the fire, it was always burning since the world's been turning. Jolene, I'm an ordinary man. It's that kind of thing. Harry Truman, Doris Day, Rich, if you take the melody by itself, terrible. It's like a dentist drill.
So, I can understand why Billy Joel doesn't like it. The music, that is. I bet he's incredibly proud of the lyrics. I mean, imagine how much time that must have taken to get right. He's also said it's incredibly difficult to perform live because if you get one word wrong, the whole thing is messed up, which I totally understand as well. In 1994, he was asked if he would ever write a new one, covering a new era of historical events. No, I wrote one song already and I don't think it was really that good to begin with, melodically. Okay, we get it, Billy doesn't like the melody. But why do critics and some Billy Joel fans hate it so much? Maybe it's the fact the lyrics are purely factual rather than Joel's usual heartfelt offerings. Or maybe it's because the record company sent this song to thousands of high schools across the country with a 10-minute talk from Joel titled History is a Living Thing. So maybe a lot of fans associate the song as more of a history lecture than a song. Or maybe it's simply because it's been parodied countless times in pop culture and people are just sick of hearing that melody.
Harry Truman was the guy, America, Red China, all the countries, other people, everyone is fun.
Or maybe it's that people don't agree with the message in the song. Tom Brehan sums this up pretty well in Stereogum. We Didn't Start the Fire is an anthem of boomer self-regard, a big shrug. The thing that I truly despise is the way Billy Joel holds himself separate from all these constant historical ruptures. It's like all these things that he name-checks, these lives and deaths and catastrophes and cultural waves are happening to him, like they're just some shit that he has to deal with. I can definitely understand that side of things, but at the same time, give the piano man a break, he's just trying to write a catchy tune, isn't he? And I, for one, enjoy it. Yeah, it might be a bit basic musically, but sometimes simplicity can be the best. Now, this isn't the first time we've heard of an artist hating their own song. Far from it. Jeff Lynne, for example, wasn't exactly a big fan of ELO's Mr. Blue Sky, and I've made a video about that fascinating story over there. You can watch it next.